morning. This is Divine Sunshine with my morning drive. Today's topic is gathering data through all senses. So, we know we always are talking about as far as our chakras as well. And, always talking about how we can connect the ethereal world to what's happening here in the physical 3D, that connection where you browse and bring both parts together. When we're talking about the senses, I think about like when I'm in the classroom and we have the part when we talk about the narrative, and the narrative writing talks about, I always tell them at all times, think of ways in which you can add the 5 senses into your paper, because you're narrating, so you want the person to actually feel that they are a part of where you are. So you're telling them about how you're seeing, what things you're seeing. You're telling them about what things you're hearing. You're talking about what things you are saying in your things. You're talking about how you are feeling things as well, which is your sense of taste. If you're at a restaurant, a lot of times they know I'm a foodie, so I'm always finding ways to say, my experiences maybe at a restaurant or eating something of that nature. How it touches. So touch would be your feeling nature, which would be from your heart. PhD 1. Okay, interesting first. And so, yeah, that kind of triggered. It's like, okay, you say I got to do the PhD, but anyway. So my thing is that knowing about your senses. So you're looking at everything. So okay, that's just like something else. Right there, that's a good example. It's your PhD 1. I told you all I'm stopping with I stopped just to kind of see, get my feet bearings as far as where I wanted to actually be. And it's speedier, patriot, expedite, how you get things out there. So how are you getting things out there? Expedite, that means distribution and getting things out there to their rightful places to where they need to go. So again, looking at that thing, it's like, okay, now look at using all my senses to take in everything about how do I feel, how did I feel about seeing that? That's the touching. How I seen it. What is it as far as what makes me think about things. I think back also about April Williams. Check out her first video as well that she has on there. April Williams, I'll try to, when I get to work, link her a video so you can be able to find it. It's in the community tab too, but I'll put it down here below. And she pretty much is also using data, which is all the things in her surroundings, to help her to kind of understand and identify who she is and how she moves about in the world, which is very poignant as well. So as we're doing this thing, as this walk, as far as us on this journey, we've got to learn about how we take it in the world through our senses. How are we gathering data about who we are? How are we gathering about data as far as how we deal with our experiences, how we deal with dealing with people, how we relate with others, how we're helping others. All those things help us. That's why we have the gift of being empathic, because we can take those things, because we become very sensitive and say, oh, okay, I feel that this person needs this, or oh, I'm feeling this is going on with this person, or I'm feeling this different things through the different senses. A lot of times, like my mother, she can pick up the phone. She don't have to see you. She can pick up your phone, and she always can tell, rather it's me as her child because she gave birth to me, or anybody else. They're like, that I don't think today was a good day with that person, or today something's wrong with them. They sound a little down. Their energy is kind of low. She could just listen and hear through the ear to hear certain things. Sometimes you can even feel the energies, like it don't feel too right, and you feeling that just within your heart, the touching and what you bring it in. They say, I don't know something. And we have that also when we're dealing with our divine counterparts as well. We can hear a lot, and we're extra sensitive to them, because that is us, and we can use our senses when we're in the 3D as well. It makes me think about, I was watching the show Married at First Sight, And I was kind of surprised and shocked that they showed the married couples that already had been married. They don't have too much of a good percentage of them that staying together. Like I think they say they married 78 couples, and out of the 78, 16 of them are still married. That ratio ain't too good. So with that, but at the same time, those ones that are still, they had maybe about 5 couples that was watching the newly ones that are getting married now. And they were like looking at each other once and kind of saying, you know, okay, you know, they're not gonna work, or they seem kind of open, or that was awkward, you know. And so I was listening to the man, and it was interesting. And I found very much, because like I said, my dad didn't talk too much, but I do know he did have a second sense. I call it 911. Every now and then that would kind of pop up, and then, you know, he'll say something like, ooh, that's poignant. About things. So I didn't really grow up in a household with divine masculine really being in tune with using his senses. Let's put it that way. So I had to watch myself that I don't take the experiences that I had with my dad and say that every man, I call it that crayon on a coloring book and face, that every man is the same way. That they don't have sensory. And I say what kind of broke the mold for me to believing and thinking that is because I know my catalyst twin, he pretty much is ready in tune with everything and feeling things, and so that wasn't really anything new. He would tell me about how he felt, and I was like, oh, okay, well, guys do feel, that's different. And so, you know, that broke the mold, and I started seeing other guys the same kind of way. It's like, okay, men do feel, can get in touch with their emotions like that. That's just dad that's having that issue. And so the guy on Married at First Sight was like, he was looking at this guy, and he was an African American guy marrying another African American young lady. I forgot what his name is. He was nice looking, you know. He done been through some stuff. He had his brother was shot and killed by gang violence at an early age. And the young lady that he was marrying, they pretty much had some things, a lot of similarities with each other. That she was a spokesperson for some bourbon or whiskey company, and he was a spokesperson for a beer company. So I had things alike. Both of them was very good looking. She was a model too, but she's also works and does research at a hospital, I think for neuro, something like that. Neuro might be research, something like that. And I didn't quite understand about what he did. All I know is he was a spokesperson for the beer company. So I was like, okay, interesting. So when they had married, it was kind of a little bit some awkward stuff kind of going on. So like, if me, it was my sensory, my empathic self, like, you know, he said some things that was kind of offbeat. So I don't know if I was like the man, the husband that had seen that. He's like, I don't know if maybe he's acting that way because the cameras is around, or he just don't feel comfortable right now. I'm trying to say, I knew you was coming over, and I said I was coming over. See, I'm going now. Okay, everybody doing their own little thing here. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get on over, then I start talking again. Yeah, so I don't know if the awkward because of the cameras. That was what's causing the awkwardability. That's invent my own words. The awkwardness that occurred between both of them. But the man, the one that had been married and from in priors back, that was watching the husband. That was watching. He was talking to his wife, and not the one that was new. I almost had the boy's name. God dog it. It's a common name that it was like Damon. No, it's not Damon. It was something. Anyway, so he was looking at him, and he was a Caucasian guy, and he was looking at the black guy, and he was saying, he said, I can kind of read people. Something about him, I can't read his emotions at all. And she was like, yeah. She's like, I can't read what's going on with him. And I thought that was kind of poignant, kind of interested, and I was like, dang, another dude can't read another dude, because most of the time, you know, like they say, I don't want to give up my player card, but I'm really giving you all the backstage passes to what's going on with the divine masculine. I ain't thinking, and I was like, wow. I said, you know, in some ways I was feeling the same way. I said, this guy got a lot of kind of some issues. I don't know what it is that he's not really opening up his heart to what's going on. And you know, Mom and I was talking. She said, well, you chop it up to maybe because his brother, he got killed at a young age, and that causes for you to kind of cut off that heart, you know, energy or chakra or whatever very early. You know, you don't want to get too invested in stuff because you're scared. You probably loved his brother, which we know he did not probably did. He loved his brother. And then at that same time, it made it very hard for him to have those connections, because he's like, you know, everything, he might have grown up and thinking, well, everything I truly love and invest my heart in, it gets snatched away with no reason behind it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's a thought. I talked about that the other day, and I looked back at last night's, which was very good. Make sure you go back and look at the quick energy update about with the feelings of the DM feeling as if the divine feminine is ignoring him. However, at the same time, he knows that she's in her power, and he's admiring that. And the divine feminine is right now just balancing her power and being grounded with who she is at this moment. And so with that, it's kind of giving the impression to the divine master she don't have time for him, but that's not true. And it's helping him to kind of, as they're being tethered together, helping him to propel him to go move forward and really take some introspection as far as his emotions and where he is. So by her doing the work, it's really helping to shift some things, and the energies that's going on is really helping to shift some things. Oh, I forgot that also the powers that be, it showed me truck, it showed the night. We are really right now, we're not in our king or queen status right now. We're in the night. We kind of know where we want to. We're seeing the moves. We're getting ready, saddled up for battle. As far as creating these moves to start happening, that's the next phase of where we are. But right now, we're just kind of strategizing. That's where we are right now. We're taking things out, just like a chess piece. We take some pieces off of the chessboard, and we put some things on, or if we're getting in battle with some things, I just say movement. There goes my thing that lets me know. So we're really moving things, like chess pieces. That's like the pawn right there on the side of the truck whenever I see it. So that just gives me confirmation that they are looking at some doors, opening up some doors, and becoming united. That's another truck that I see within ourselves, so we can create that so within, so without. So going back to, and I almost brought his name again. It's not Jermaine, it's something like that. Oh, everybody, Brandon. Thank you, Jesus. My high self. God dog, you know the daggone boy's name. I do. Yeah, and United, thank you. You bring that together, and I bet you that was really the DM. It's like, girl, you and the memories. That stuff. So yeah, Brandon. So looking at the guy Brandon, I knew it's a common name. Okay. Looking at the guy Brandon and seeing how he had closed off his heart and not having anybody have that go access to his heart. I look back at the video I had on yesterday. Excuse me. Woo, bringing up that stuff. Thank you, Jesus. Looking at the video on yesterday and seeing what I talked about open heart, and I felt like some people's like, you know, how can you do that? And I brought up the thing about some of us, like most of the time, and that's human nature, that in order when we get our heart broken, we close our heart off, and we believe that's the best way of protecting. And I stated that also, in order for you, say, planes to move and elevate between the different planes, and to say storage. So how to store love within our hearts and within ourselves and resonate within our bodies and physical, we have to open our heart. And I heard a couple of people saying, they like whispering like to themselves, like, how can I do that? And I see the word crusher. Because if I do that, it seems like I'm just opening myself up to be crushed more. However, when you opening your heart, you got to remember, think about the physical aspect of a heart. A heart is a muscle, okay? So with a muscle, to be activated and for it to become stronger, you've got to exercise it. You got to go in ahead and kind of allow love and access to the ability and do things and connect with others. I should have got off. That's all right. Connect with others and to be able to understand your aspect of how you move and be within the aspects of love. And in order for you to be able to do that, this is like a sitting parking lot. In order for you to be able to have that, that's all right, we'll get there. In order for you to have that, you've got to exercise that. How do you exercise your heart? You exercise your heart by connecting with others. I'm focusing. They said they said the thing, say get direct. So that means get focused. So for you to be able to do that, connecting with others, doing things for others, donating your time. I see the things say donating things. Not policing your heart. I see the police truck there. So, policing it like, nah, we ain't gonna let you in. Nah, we ain't gonna let you in. Nah, we ain't gonna do this because that's gonna make us set us up for failure in love. We did that last time because you know what happened last time when we did that? What? We got our heart broken. So we ain't doing that. We ain't setting up for that. And so we have to come to that realization and understanding that in order to do that, we're losing power within our hearts. I think about with my dad towards the end because he had congested heart failure, and it was getting to the point that each time that he would do it, we would go to the hospital, his heart functioning became lesser and lesser, and sometimes they get higher, and sometimes we don't know if it's a medication or whatever, because my dad was suffering from heart issues before, and we didn't know anything about it, and I guess the doctor say ain't really too much you can do it because it's not something that you can do with the heart as far as building it back up physically. You can't, according to the doctors, you can't do anything. Once the heart muscles start losing, it was like that's pretty much it, according to the doctors. But that is not true as far as when we're talking about spiritually. The more you pump love and life within the heart chakra, opening it up, doing practices with that. That's why I had that self-worth meditation or that heart-to-heart for you to get in touch with your heart. You go to divineunisols11.co for you to be able to get in touch with those things, because again, doing also childhood memories about how you learn how to love, like I told you even on this channel, how you're looking at examples of love. All those things give you excuses, which is well-planned lies, as Jupiter 11 says, in order for you not to go on and do it. And you have to remind yourself, even if you had childhood wounds or experiences in love like that, or seeing your parents do that, that was their experience. That wasn't your experience. They're the ones that signed up for that type of love. It's Mary J. Blige, she got a song called Ghetto Love, and they like that fight and I curse you and this something kind of love. That's them that signed up for that. That ain't something that I signed up for. I definitely know I said I done served my time in a relationship, seeing that, being front and center. That is not something that I want to continue to live out in my own thing as far as love. So that thing you have to understand. And so again, back to Dad, he constantly is going down, and like I said, that was his experience that he had signed up as far as for in love, even with my mom. Now you can say maybe in some ways, him being afraid to express love, I figured that out when I kind of look back at introspection with him, is that he didn't really, the same way the physical, it just like the muscles, I'm just picking this up intuitively, he probably talking because when I can't have a hard time breathing, that's usually him, that he didn't exercise it in the spiritual, in life, like really truly loving him to the fullest. Mom, other people, he always came from an aspect, he was scared or you could get so much. It was very cosmetic or very, not superficial, like he didn't love. He loved very passionately for people. He loved doing for things for other people. If they're very charitable, everybody known him to get the shirt off his back. That was on the outward circle of things, like an onion. But when it came to the center of things, like the core people of his family, that he had another way of showing it. But instead of him being able to exercise that across all planes, that one niche, like I show you material how much I love you. Yeah, we were spoiled to death that way. You got that in spades. Rarely did he tell you no, and I've told you that on this show about anything material wise. But if you ask him to show it or to tell you how much he loves you, you got to shut down. Which to me, in some ways, that also showed in the physical, like so as within, so below. So so above, so below. So my thing is with that, it also played a part on his physical heart, that heart chakra. You're not opening up and expanding. You're not showing the whole plethora of that. And so how that could also take a toll on you body-wise as well. That's why I say you have to, it's the mind, the spirit, and the body. We go together. It's all incumbent. You know, like say anything that's going on with you in spirit that you not got checked, or you gonna wreck yourself before you check. You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. Those things play out in your body if you have not cleared out and gotten rid of, and it's gonna show. That's how your body is taken. Like my Dr. Ruiz told me in a past life session. She's like, yeah, your body's keeping score. Even if your spirit is not doing it, and you saying, well, I'm fine, I'm okay, like Mary J. Blige, I will live my life, just fine, 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 fine. Woo! So you saying it's fine, but your body is saying, nah, my side is hurting, my back is hurting, my kidneys is hurting. You know, certain like things like in the class that I'm learning here now, they're saying about the kidneys. If the kidneys is bothering you, having problems with your organs like that, something is toxic that you're not releasing. You know, my dad had that too. So it's some toxic relationships. I think about maybe in the past. I told you about my sister, half sister's relationship with his wife, his ex-wife, her, and how that was toxic. Who knows? Maybe he didn't release that. Maybe he's also on top of that with things with my mom he didn't release. That's another toxic thing. So you gotta learn. So like say a lot of things, and they're saying in your environment, let's not even think about, also they bring it to me now, spiritually, what's keeping data as far as through your senses, but how is your body too keeping up with everything that is occurring as well. So that's another thing that they just bring that in and channel to me too. You know, we're constantly keeping data, rather in our mind, the heart is keeping resonating with what things we're seeing. It's keeping data on that, what we're seeing, we're resonating, we're keeping data on that as far as that and what we're seeing, your eye and your ear gates, those things. That's why it's very important for you to clear those that gunk out. Just like, you know, a lot of times when you like erasing things off of your computer, you know, you even got to go, I remember I would be forgetting, you know, you even got to go to the bin to empty the bin out where you put in the trash all them files that you don't want in there. That's data that you've been collecting. You know, you have to go. I remember one time I was keeping so, and then they're like, you know, you got to go. I think I had to get the computer repaired about something. And it's like, you got like 500 or some kind of files that you didn't kept in here. You know, it's still running. Them files are still running behind the program, you know, although you didn't shut it down and told it to go there, but you got to clear it out so you can clear out space to get more data and more information. And so that's something that we have to keep also in mind too, is like, you know, we're getting data from everything in our environment, but how are we storing that stuff? Are we really taking time out to also taking time out to clear out that gunk that we have collected over the years? That's why it's important also to do chakra clearings as well, do clearings within your body. April Williams is able to do that as well, because she'll tell you about like past lives, or even past lives, or even in this life rather, too, how you having all those things as well that's being housed within your body. You'd be surprised. That elbow might be some kind of the X on your right hand side, on your right side, you know. That's something, because I know in my class they say anything that happens on you is from this life, present life, and anything that any ailments or injuries that you're having and you're feeling on your left side is from the past. So, you know, those things you kind of got to check in and see what is that stemming from. I can also guidance coaching you with that as well. If you want to know some more about the past life, and you feel like, well, I got something triggering me, why is my elbow or this happening, or whatever's happening on my hip all the time, I'm able to as well with the cards to pinpoint where did that also stem from as well, and how you can unblock and get those triggers out from you as well, so as like April Williams can do with the body and clearing out those energies as well. Go to Jupiter 1111 too. You say, nah, I feel it's chakra related, then go there as well. You want to spiritually cleanse those things out too. She does dynamic. She's got free stuff on there as far as even Dream Queen to unblock, clear and transmute those things as well throughout all space and time and timelines as well. And she's good at that as well. She got the free stuff, but you could also get a session with Dream Queen herself as well. And then also, like I said, with Jupiter 1111, she's got some good things on her side. Rise with Jupiter, get those subliminal messages. Because again, I'm telling you, that thing is so good. I woke up this morning. I'll tell about yesterday. Yesterday, I was going in the parking lot, coming back from the session, starting to feel some things. And all of a sudden, the song that came from her subliminal messages came and played right up from my heart. It's like, I heard the song. And I was like, what is that? I said, oh, that's the crown chakra. I was leaving there, and my mind was overthinking, overacting. The crown chakra, going to town, about to go start talking all over again. And the song just started saying, let me start clearing this right now. Instinctively. That's why I say if you play with things a long time, it becomes a part of you. That's why I say about data through your senses. See, now that's good data to have, but now you picture that's something that, what if I'm talking negatively to myself over and over again, or some negative experience keeps on happening to me, thinking about how your eye gate and your ear gate and everything else gate is taking in that stuff and housing that. Now that's instant replaying. Now that's good stuff. That's why I say you got to be careful about the data that you're taking in, and you just soaking it up like a little sponge of everything. And so that's something that you got to really become very protective of that. Not protective of the heart and letting other things come in. Of course, yeah, you filtrate. You don't just be open to everybody and anybody. But you know when you overdoing it, when you just like close, I don't want to hear it, no. Person trying to be loving, good morning, and you got that face, whatever. You know, now that person trying to show you love, and somebody smile at you, whatever, you know, you doing all that extra stuff. You ain't got to be ugly like that. That's ugly with no purpose. You ain't got to do all that. That's what I'm talking about, where you got to work with that and be open to that and receiving love from all different avenues. All right, I am at work, so as always, have a wonderful sunshine-filled day. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Love you.